Anthony Amp Elmore. I am better known in my hometown of Memphis, Tennessee as the 5-time World Karate Kickboxing Champion. Unknown and untold is I am also Memphis' first independent feature filmmaker. And in 1988, we wrote, produced, directed, and starred in the first kickboxing film ever produced in Memphis film history. In addition to producing the first kickboxing movie in 2019, we were the first in Memphis history to produce a movie about Black Memphis history. For the Memphis bicentennial celebration of 2019, we created the film 200 Years of Black Memphis History. Now, today I bring you a very exciting and most important lecture. Now, my lecture today, or my topic today, is called The Death of Tyre Nichols is the result of Memphis white supremacy, racism, and black-on-black racism. Racism and white supremacy is part and practice of the culture in Memphis, Tennessee, and we bring you documentary evidence. Now, in addition to us creating the first Black history film on Black Memphis history, we also created a website, and the website is called 200 Years of Black Memphis History.com, where we tell the story of Memphis white supremacy, racism, and black-on-black racism. What killed Tyre Nichols was part and practice of Memphis white supremacy, racism, and black-on-black racism. See, what is unknown and what is untold is that in Memphis, Tennessee, there is a culture of white supremacy, racism, and there is a part and practice of black-on-black racism. That's why I encourage you to visit our website. Now, the website again is called 200 Years of Black Memphis History.com, whereas we show in our website and we show in our movie that Memphis first elected Black mayor Dr. W. Harrington, who was also my friend, but Dr. W. Harrington practiced white supremacy, racism, and we show he practiced black-on-black racism, whereas in Memphis, Tennessee, there is a culture of Black elected officials who also practice black-on-black racism. Anyway, also what I want you to see right now a video that I shot 6 years ago in Memphis, and the video is called, let's see what it's called. It's called Regents, Racism, and Black-on-Black Racism. I show how Black officers at Regents Bank in Memphis use the common practice where a Black man is a threat. And I show in the video some of Memphis black-on-black racism. So, what I want you to do, please watch the video and also visit our website. Now, the website again is called www.200yearsofblackmemphishistory.com. Let's watch this video. It's called Regions, Racism, and Black-on-Black Discrimination. Watch this video and we tell you how and why Tyre Nichols was killed at the hands of Black police officers, because this is part and practice of Memphis culture. I'm Anthony Amp Elmore, 5-time world karate kickboxing champion from Memphis, Tennessee, bringing you an exciting story. My story today is called Regions, Racism, and Black on Black Discrimination. We black people need to bring up the conversation of black on black discrimination. Come join me as I tell you this story as I am challenging black officers at Regions Bank who treated me with discrimination and racism. Let's go to Regions Bank and I will tell you my story. It would be misleading to imply that Regions Bank was racist or discriminating. I opened a Regions account at 3307 Poplar Avenue years ago, and all I can comment on is the fact that I got great service. On or about March 1st, 2018, we needed documents notarized. Instead of going to my Regions branch at 3307 Poplar Avenue, my wife, who gets off work at about 3:30, we asked her to meet us at 2800 Lamar, whereas we could get documents notarized and she can open up her a Regions account. Our experience at 2800 Lamar Avenue was a sheer disaster that escalated into an imbroglio that led to insults and barbs. The bank officer was inept and did not know her job. The circumstance took a deeper turn when the manager, Miss Tyre Crockett, interceded into our meeting. The perception regarding this matter, it appeared that Tyre Crockett and that officer were lovers, and Tyre Crockett literally told us to get the hell out of her bank. She refused to service us. We were so upset that I went to Regions Bank at 3300 Poplar Avenue and not only complained, I asked for the contact information of her superior, Mr. Dedrick Hayes. I informed Mr. Hayes that I got the perception that Miss Crockett and the officer who dealt with us were lovers, and that we were not only treated with disregard and disrespect. My wife was in Regions to open an account at my suggestion and insistence, and we were so insulted that my wife refused to open an account. They treated us with a very mean spirit. Mr. Hayes apologized, and promised that we would be treated with respect. I followed up with the conversation in a detailed email to Dedrick Hayes on March 5th, 2018. I asked my wife that we would get an apology, and she agreed to open an account on March 6th, 2018. She never got that apology, but we thought the matter was over. Now, on March 15, 2018, I had an issue depositing a check that I cashed into my account. I generally cash checks of my installers or workers. I cash the check and I deposit those checks into my account. Now, this event of my cashing a check at 2800 Lamar, I was just only depositing a check, Miss Gwen Allen and I, who was an officer, we had a conversation about the matter. Now, what I encountered in Miss Allen was a culture, a racist culture. Now, what I found is that what you have at 2800 Lamar, you have a culture of emboldened, aggressive women who service 38114, which is predominantly or probably absolutely a black neighborhood. Basically, Orange Mound, the first black neighborhood in America built for blacks by blacks. What you have is a racist culture and that you have black people who run the bank, but you have the type or character of black people who are educated, powerful, and they're authoritative in these positions, and they have a disregard for respect for the people. Now, I was treated as if I was a thug off the street. Now, I went to my bank at 3307 Poplar Avenue and reported my concerns to the officer, Mr. Gabriel Person. Now, I followed up my meeting with Mr. Pearson with a letter to Mr. Dedrick Hayes and with an email and a text dated March 15, 2018. We asked Dedrick Hayes to answer our concerns. Now, let us tell you how Dedrick Hayes got back with us. See, what you have is at Regions Bank, they use racism and black-on-black discrimination. I want you to view a letter from Regions Bank, whereas the envelope was handwritten and postmarked on March 22nd, 2018. The letter was dated March 20th, 2018. Now, let me explain how Regions Bank, Dedrick Hayes, Terenthia Crawford, and Gwen Allen used racism and black-on-black discrimination to disadvantage Anthony Amp Elmore and the Elmore Carpets. You see, these black officers were complicit and racist in that they used fraud and race-baited innuendo to retaliate against Anthony Elmore by saying that I was a threat to their security and a risk. And so what that enabled them to do was commit collusion and fraud. So what they did was they closed my bank account. See, this is how we frame discrimination. You see, my Regions Bank account is at 3307 Poplar Avenue. It is not the policy of Regions Bank to allow Tyre Crockett at 2800 Lamar to close an account at 3307 Poplar. Now, Dedrick Hayes was complicit in that he approved this action. See, this is black-on-black discrimination because they would not treat a white business or a white person this way. To just arbitrarily close your account and tell you that you're a threat. This is a buzzword for racism. See, we in Memphis are role models in our community. In regards to Orange Mound, we have not only the largest community investment of a homeowner, we are a model and a beacon of hope in our community, working with African countries to develop trade and culture. Everything that society asks us to do, we do. We don't owe any banks any money. First Tennessee welcomed our return. Now, they even gave me a debit card instantly. Our issue with Regions Bank is to protect our integrity by engaging in front of Regions Bank via peaceful protests against this black-on-black discrimination. It was Dr. Martin Luther King who says, injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. And Dr. Martin Luther King did not fight for us to get in the position that we're in and to allow black-on-black racism. The issue of Tyre Nichols is not just a police problem, but the issue of Tyre Nichols is part of the Memphis culture of racism, white supremacy, and black-on-black racism. The reason that those police officers could brutally beat a black man is because it's black-on-black racism, whereas the same white policeman would not treat a white person the same way as in the bank of Regions Bank. Those officers would not have treated a white person the way they treat a black person.